Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, I hope you enjoy this video. Today, since I'm pretty new to YouTube and to Booktube, I wanted to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. The first question is, where are you joining us from? So I live in New York City, and my husband's a professor at NYU, so we're actually right near the school in Lower Manhattan. Question 2, how old are you? I am 30 years old, you guys, and I know that's a little older than some of the booktubers out there, but I am 30. I also have 2 kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old. Question 3, why did you join Booktube? I joined Booktube because I love books. I've always loved books since I was a little kid. My bookshelves are overflowing and my husband is very resistant to the idea of buying any more bookshelves, although I'm trying to convince him that we really should buy some more shelves. The point is, I love books. I love talking about books and sharing books that I love and hearing what other people love, and Booktube just seems like a really great and fun forum for doing that. Question 4, what is the meaning of your channel name? So my channel name is Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and my name is Bethany, but because I wanted to do more than just book videos, I also wanted to do some beauty videos and makeup tutorials and probably a little bit of mommy related stuff. So I wanted a channel name that would give me the flexibility to do a couple of different things on my channel, and so Beautifully Bookish Bethany I think describes who I am and what I want this channel to be all about. Question 5, what types of books do you read or want to talk about here? So these days I read a lot of YA fiction, particularly sci-fi and fantasy, although I'm starting to branch out a little bit. I do read other things. I think since having kids, I like YA because I can get through it really fast, so when I don't have a lot of time, it's a good option. I do also like some adult fiction and nonfiction. I obviously read a lot of kids books and picture books with my kids, so I may occasionally talk about some of those in more of a mommy reading to your kids video. I read pretty widely, and I'll probably talk about a variety of things, but I would say that the mainstay of my reading, it falls into the YA category. Question 6, who are some of your favorite authors? So right now I'm reading a lot of different things and I'm loving several of them. I am a pretty big fan of Cassandra Clare. I like some of her books more than others, but I've read just about all of them, although I haven't started Lord of Shadows yet. I'm a little nervous. Don't want to be sad in the summer times. I think I'm going to wait until September to get started on that one, but I love her books. I also really love Susan Dennard. I don't know if you've read Truth Witch, but I thought it was fantastic, and I'm just starting on Wind Witch now. I also think Soman Chainani is fantastic, Sarah J. Maas' Throne of Glass series, and in adult contemporary, I really love Kate Morton. I could go on and on because I love books and I love authors, but those are probably some of my top favorites at the moment. Number 7. What is the last book you read? So the book that I just finished reading is this one. It's called An Enchantment of Ravens, and it's actually coming out September 26th. It's a debut novel by Margaret Rogerson, and I really enjoyed it. I might do a review video on it, but if you're interested, you can always go check out my blog where I wrote a review of this book, and the link is down below. Question 8, what are you currently reading? So I'm reading a couple of different books right now. Probably the one I'm reading most actively right now is The Waking Land by Callie Bates, and I think this is also a debut novel, and it releases on the 27th of June, so it may already be out by the time this video is up, but so far I'm really liking it. I'm not that far into it yet, but it's really good. It seems like it's going to be an epic fantasy with some interesting world building and some romance and magic, so I'm really enjoying it, and I'll let you guys know what I think when I get a little further into it. I'm also just barely started Wind Witch, and I keep getting sidetracked with other things, but I really need to sit down and finish that one. Question 9, what do you use for bookmarks? Well, let's see. What am I using for a bookmark right now? Oh, a piece of paper I had lying around. My 3-year-old tends to find my bookmarks and lose them God knows where, so I do my best, but whatever's lying around. Question 10, show us your current TBR pile. Alright guys, so this isn't all of it, but this is a lot of it. I should explain that I recently went to BookCon and got a ton of books to read there, so that's part of why my pile is so big right now. It's usually not quite so crazy, but there's a lot of really great books I picked up that I'm super excited to read. Question 11. Which do you prefer, hardcover or paperback? Ebooks or physical books? Owning or borrowing books? So I'm kind of a mix of all of these things. I like hardcover books because they tend to hold up better over time, but they're also more expensive. So growing up, I had almost no hardcover books and almost entirely paperbacks. That's starting to shift a little bit as I am able to afford to buy more of them when they first come out. But I also love the library because I don't feel the need to own everything I read. If I owned everything I read, I would have no house. I would just have books. And so I do make a lot of use of the library typically. Right now, obviously with BookCon, I'm doing less of that, but grew up in the summertime when I was a kid, I'd go to the library, got a stack full of books and read through them and go back 2 weeks later and get more books to read. In fact, growing up, I loved books so much that when I got in trouble, my parents would ground me from my library books, and that was the worst punishment ever. I was allowed to read the Bible, and that was it. So that should probably tell you something. Question 12. What book or series got you into reading? So I'm not sure exactly. I've always loved reading ever since I was a little kid. In fact, I kind of taught myself how to read when I was 4 because I had a lot of younger brothers and my parents didn't have time to read as many books to me as I wanted to be read to. So I just figured, hey, I'll just teach myself to read and then I can read as many books as I want, and I did. I can tell you that one of the pivotal series in my childhood was the Chronicles of Narnia. I got a set of them for my 7th birthday. I still have them, in fact, although they're in terrible condition because they've been read and reread over the years and are very well loved. But I would say that that is the series that really got me into reading fantasy and set me on the path towards liking fantasy and science fiction. And that was probably the first series I can remember that I was obsessed with and read over and over again. As far as the question of ebooks, I prefer physical books, but ebooks are sometimes more convenient. I do read ebooks occasionally, but I would say I definitely prefer physical books. Question 13. How did you discover Booktube? So this is kind of interesting. I've been into YouTube in general for several years now, but I didn't happen upon this little corner of it. But the first time I heard the word Booktube was when I bought my tickets for BookCon, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. There's YouTube videos about books. This needs to be a part of my life. Question 14. What challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? I think the challenge maybe is to make quality, innovative content that people are really interested in watching. I mean, I'm really liking it. I gotta say I'm a learner, so learning how to edit and about lighting and filming and all of those things, I'm just really having a ball with. And the last question is, where else can we find you? So I'm here on YouTube, beautifully Bookish Bethany, and I'm also on Instagram as momlovesbooks_beauty. And I also have a similar name for my blog on WordPress, Mom Loves Books Beauty. I'm really glad you found me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more of my videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.